last person to try on the pants was the lead singer from the 5, 6, 7, 8.
Did you reach out to them and go like, hey, I try on your pants? Welcome to Let's Try the Fashion, your fashion edutainment. In this segment, Eco AF, I, Bunny Yan, will be inviting students from around the world to share their kick-ass eco project. Today, we have Abby. She can talk to your clothes.
I am Abby Hollis. I recently graduated from the Savannah College of Art and Design, where I studied textiles and design for sustainability. And now I am the CEO and co-founder of my new fashion tech startup, Threads, which is essentially a platform to help people connect more intimately with their clothing through the power of storytelling. So we're equipping people with the tools to see those stories by having a tag, which look something like this. And then on the back side, you'd have a serial number, which connects to the interface online. So you can type in the serial number and see the upstream stories of your clothing. So maybe how it was produced, who produced it, or if it's a secondhand piece, who's worn it before you. And you can continue the story, add your own stories to really elongate the value chains.
Oh, I absolutely love that. How did you come up with the idea?
So before I went to SCAD, I was interested in sustainability and slow fashion, just because I had, of course, heard all of the horrible things that go on in the fashion industry. But I still kind of struggled to fight that urge to participate and to buy into fast fashion. But then once I got to SCAD and I got into actually making textiles and being part of that story, I kind of fell in love with slow fashion, not because I, felt guilty about fast fashion or because I had all these statistics memorized. I began to value the story just as much as I valued anything else about the piece. And so I wanted to create something that allowed people to empathize with that process in the same way that I did, without having to go to school and major in textiles. The project that you see here is each day for about 10 weeks, I would take an article of clothing from my own wardrobe and illustrate it. And then I would write a little something about it. So maybe a story about it or memory I shared with it. It at least helped me to identify more with my clothing. And then I went on to see if that was true for other people as well.
Did it also help you identify yourself? Going like, oh my God, what did I do in that shirt?
Yeah, absolutely.
See, you trying to get others by putting up signs?
One of our first real campaigns was putting up these posters in cities around the US. You can tear off a piece of them, and then they would connect people to our digital Instagram presence.
Back in the days, that's the only way to communicate. You put up flyers, and now we have digital. And mixing it together, I think it's a great guerrilla tactic, and I absolutely love it. And I see you already starting with story from your outfits. I love those pants, by the way.
Just on a weekend trip from school, and we were wandering around West Asheville, kind of just looking for little shops, and stumbled into this very funky vintage shop / bar, and it was kind of a weird vibe. I don't remember the name of it. I need to get that. But yeah, it was very odd. And so we go in, and then they actually had all of this awesome stuff, which was a little bit surprising. And these pants were one of the things that I found. It came with a matching blazer, and I tried it on, and it just fit perfectly. And they were telling me that the last person to try on the pants was the lead singer from the 5, 6, 7, 8. I got it, but it had all that story with it, and of course, stories before that even, too. So I wish I knew those also.
Did you reach out to them and go like, hey, I try on your pants?
No, I should.
And your friends got also, honestly, I would totally grab that raincoat too. It's a really cool raincoat. What's the next step for Threads? Are you building that interface now?
So right now we are really trying to get out there and talk to people and kind of iron out some of the details. We really want to create a platform and an interface that's perfectly suited for our users and gives everyone exactly what they want and exactly what will help them connect better with their clothing.
That's great. So the ultimate thing is to teaming up your platform with other brands. So they are able to use you as a promotion for them to reuse clothes for their own brand.
Ideally be able to start the story from the very beginning. So start it with the production practices and the people who made it, and then extend it beyond to users. So yeah, that's a big goal of ours, is to partner with first-hand brands who we feel confident in, and we know they're doing things the right way, and we want to help them tell their stories.
Oh, I can't wait to hear some of the stories. Can you share any of the cool stories? Of course, no name, anonymous.
It seems like everyone I meet with gets excited about it, and they, without me asking, just start to tell me a story about a piece of clothing that they have. And been trying to meet with successful business women, just kind of looking for mentors in the space and getting their perspective on it. And several of them have shared with me stories of, I bought this blouse to wear at an event that I was speaking at, and it made me feel confident, and I always think of that event whenever I wear it. And so, of course, for me, as kind of an emerging businesswoman, if you will, that's a story that I really connect with, and I know would touch me if I got that piece secondhand from them, and I knew that they had had that experience with it as well.
I do believe in that. Something with positive energy, a piece of garment or a thing, can pass that positive energy. Placebo effect or not, it works. I will share one with you. It's a bit embarrassing. It's when I was in college. I always looked at it when I wear that pair of jeans. What had happened was I was walking to the dorm, and they have one of those doors that you press a button, it will open automatically and close automatically for the disabled. And walking, and somebody called me from behind. Was a boy that I thought was really cute, but I didn't even know he knew I existed. So I turn around, say hey, in cloud nine at that moment, and turn around, forgot that I already pressed the button. So the door is on the way back, closing, and I'm walking forward without looking. So by the time I turn forward, I slammed into that freaking door, and it bounced me out, and I was on the floor. So yeah, long story short, I kept on going and never spoke to that boy ever again.
Perfect.
And in my head at that moment, as embarrassing as it was, because there was a lot of people around, I was like, wow, this is going to be one of those funny moments when I look back. Not at that second, but it's going to be one of those moments. Mm-hmm. And I love sharing all of these experiences with everybody through my videos as well. Any of the Left Side of Fashion videos that resonated with you?
Yeah, I'll say I've really been enjoying this series where we're on right now, where you're featuring students and kind of the next generation of fashion. A few weeks ago, you had one where they were dyeing their clothing with food waste, which I thought that was really cool, as they were melding kind of this interesting production practice, but then they were also thinking about the modularity of the clothing, so kind of the more downstream behavioral sustainability practices. I love that one.
Oh, I love that one too. Anybody you want to shout out?
I'll say SCAD, my school, Savannah College of Art and Design, has been really awesome in helping and continuing to mentor me throughout this, even after I've graduated, and connecting me with people. So yeah, really appreciate them, and all my friends, a lot from SCAD and some not from SCAD, who have just kind of been there and helped me to talk it throughout.
I feel like I needed to pass you like little awards, because you can hold down a statue and thank you everybody for supporting me, and everything is awesome. Clothing is not just a trend. It is a way to express yourself, and we should all share the story and all be eco as fuck.